somewhere along the way, self-love turned into an aesthetic. And I don't think that's what it was meant to be. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Thoughts With Dee, and happy February, happy Black History Month, power for my people, and happy, love month, since that is what this month is typically talked about. But today I want to talk about a little something that Instagram is, I feel like, lying to us about, and not just Instagram, but all social media platforms, and that is the truth about self-love. So, for me, I used to take great pleasure in having me time. No phone, nobody talking to me 4 or 5 hours a day. Well, not a day, but it was just a time period I would do 4 to 5 hours silence. And somehow, and I'm still trying to figure out, I allowed social media to tell me that I was doing my me time completely wrong. Like, I felt this desire and this pressure to do it the way that I was seeing, which hindsight is 2020, and it was the dumbest thing I've ever thought about. So I have to ask, like, what is it that society has pressured you into doing that shows self-love, but actually really doesn't? Now, let's talk about this for real. Let's talk about the cultural lie that seems to be what self-love is nowadays. It's like on the Instagram and the TikToks and all the other social media platforms. I have seen so many people, creators, those who are just giving you the aesthetic brands or whatever, where they are spending so much money on themselves. Not to say that there's anything wrong with spending money on yourselves, but they're making it seem like that if you're not spending copious amounts of money on yourself, that you're not showing yourself self-love. That's the lie. And then for me, it's kind of, I've seen this on Instagram with a lot of different creators of all different ethnicities. And it's that performative confidence. Like, you show us like, oh, I do this to myself every week, or, every other day. This is how I'm taking care of myself. And truthfully, y'all aren't doing any of those things. It's just for a video, for a reel, for a picture, because you actually don't have any confidence in yourself, nor do you love yourself. Yeah, because I'm like, when you finally see the behind the scenes of people who are, I guess I want to say, like, beauty influencers and things like that, because they're the main ones, like, pushing products on you. There's an old content creator. She's still out there, but there was something about her I started watching. I gravitated towards her content. I loved it, and I'm not going to say her name. But after a time, I was like, your content no longer serves me. Because when she said affordable, she meant for her tax bracket. Because for my tax bracket, ma'am, I can't afford this at all. And to me, that was absolutely crazy. Because a lot of times we want to be a part, we want to be trendy with everybody else. But trendy is not my budget. And half of this stuff, they lying. They just trying to sell product. They just trying to make sure them brand deals go through. And I feel like that's the cultural lie we've been telling ourselves, is that, oh, I have it all together. I'm really this person that does take the time to spend time with me and show myself self-love. But the self-love has a dollar amount to it, and if there's no dollar amount, there's no love. Am I wrong? Am I right? Tell me in the comments, because I'm just saying. And then I'm going to say the last part of the cultural lie that I feel very strongly about this, so let me sit for a second. is a lie of you always choosing yourself. Like, I abandoned my husband and kids to go do self care or whatever. I've seen a couple of family content creators do that, but it's just like I choose me over everything else. Without any consequences for choosing yourself. I also feel like that's a cultural lie because I've seen some family content creators like I think it's the Cades, the Henley family, Raising Culture's family. These moms do self-care. They do, love on themselves, but it's not at the sake of my family, like that leads you to the point of divorce. And I feel like that's more realistic instead of these other people like, if my man's not going to send me to a spa or whatever, I have to pick me. Stop that foolishness because you're still going to be with that man. But I digress. It's sad that, like, in society, this is the way that we culturally look at self-love, is how much money I can spend on somebody, how I can just kick everybody to the curb, and they're supposed to be okay with me doing that. And I think now we're at a time that we need to start reframing what self-love actually looks like. So for me, and I'm starting to think this is a theme of my year so far, is when you actually have self-love, you set boundaries for yourself. You set out time in your day. And because I don't mean boundaries like somebody does something to you no, boundaries with yourself to say from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., whatever time you go to sleep, this is just my time with myself. I want silence. I want to read a book. I want to meditate. I want to do whatever it is you want to do. And you set out boundaries within your actual time for yourself. Because I know I'm saying that's a boundary to set for yourself, but it's also a boundary to say at a certain point in time, I'm not accepting calls unless it's an emergency from somebody. I have had this rule because I mentor a lot that you can't call my phone after 10 p.m. unless it is an emergency. And you can't call my phone before 8 a.m. Does that seem very strict? Yes. But some kids who may be needy for adult attention or just like you're trying to help them to grow to be an independent young person, they will abuse the power as much as possible. So I know that if you call me within that time frame, it's an actual emergency, and that means I need to get up and go do something. Because I had that rule in place for over a decade, and I've only had one or two instances where I was called outside of that time. And the first one, yes, I had to go. Second one, I also had to go. The first one, however, I was able to call and get someone to go because they were closer. And the second one, I was actually out of town, but I was still able to, get some help for somebody. And I know y'all are like, how does that help self-love? It's self-love for myself because you cannot constantly give of yourself to other people, which is also why you need to have time for yourself. Like me, I love a good romance novel. And I don't mean like Eric Jerome Dickey or Zane romance novels. I'm like Brenda Jackson, Frances Ray, Tiffany Patterson. I'm loving her stuff. But these are romance novels I like to read and just sit back, enjoy. I also like to write romance novels. I'm still working on one, but that is a time where I can pour out any thought and idea that I have and just let it go. And it's crazy. I've been working on this for years because I had to eventually set a boundary with people who knew I was working on it to say, please stop giving me your thoughts because now I can't hear myself over you, which comes back to that time with me because now I can sit and I can hear my own thoughts. I can sit and be like, well, I don't like that, or I want to change this, or I want to change something about myself. It's always good to love yourself no matter what. And that's why I feel like instead of doing the cultural lie saying that, oh, I have to spend copious amounts of money on myself. No. One routine that I'm going to start incorporating this month, in the month of love, is to get back to having a weekly soak in the tub night. Because, yeah, you take your showers and stuff like that, but that soak in the tub, because like me, I don't know, something about the water and the calming and just, if you got your candles, your bubble bath, the scents, it's relaxing. Your body you can decompress, your mind can decompress. And it's just, I don't know how to say, it's such a beautiful thing. I would say try it, especially if you're working out and things like that. It's going to help with a good soak to your body. But it's just something that, especially if you got a jacuzzi tub like I do, baby, I turn the thing on. And this is the crazy part. I don't sit in the tub for hours. You get, I'm going to say 45 to 50 minutes of me sitting in this tub and relaxing, because I let the jets go. And once the jets turn off, I'm probably in there 5 more minutes to just unwind, get out of the tub, turn around, and clean it up. Because if you are sharing your home with other people, you need to make sure that whoever's using the bathroom can come use it after you. But it's just something peaceful and relaxing about that. If I want to listen to a podcast or watch a movie or whatever, I can set my devices up and just go. Or, if I want to listen to an audiobook, I can. It's so flipping relaxing. Another one that I will say is a way to show self-love to yourself that is realistic is to rest. We are in a culture of, we got to hustle 24/7. We always got to do something. We can't sit down. Rest. Yesterday, we came in from church, and I was just like, you know what? I'm a little tired. Like, I know I need to get up and do something, but let me rest, because that is needed for me right now. Or any other day, like if I've worked and I've been creating content or working with a client, I'm going to take a bit of rest. I'm not going to look at devices or anything. I'm just going to shut my eyes and just sleep, or just let my body relax into a state of zen. I know that sounds weird, but I've had times where I will lay down. I'm not asleep, but my body is it's like you just go to a whole different state, and it's beautiful for me. Then, another way to show self-love, and I feel like this is the best one, is to have accountability for yourself, but with compassion. Let me tell you how I am not a proponent of giving myself grace. I can give others grace, once I understand them a little bit more, once I talk to them and had a conversation, but I'm not one who gives grace to myself for any decision I make, whether it's good, bad, or anything like that. But I'm learning to love myself. Like, I can hold myself accountable. Oh, you missed a workout, or oh, you missed a deadline for, recording or whatever. But I can say, hey, maybe you weren't in the right headspace to do it. Or maybe you had some outside distractions that didn't allow you to do it within the time that you needed to do it. But I have to say, hey, it's okay. You still did good, because you're still here, you're still pushing, you're still going. But if you have to do it later, that's all right. Like, even for me, sometimes with my podcast, I have to record a day late because I had scheduled to record on Sundays. And on Sunday, my neighbors want to get out here and blow stuff with leaf blowers, or just make as much noise, I swear, as they possibly can. And I needed to be a little bit quieter so that you can hear me, even though I have mics and everything. I don't want you to have to be distracted by my background noise. So sometimes I have to do it a day later. That's something that's out of my control, because I can't go around to my neighborhood like, can you please shut up for the next 3 hours so I can record a podcast that's only going to be like 30 to 40 minutes. But I can't do that. That's something out of my control. But your self-love is within your control. Take time for yourself. Like, I've seen a lot of people pushing, skincare routine. I want to have glass skin. Do I have glass skin? Absolutely not. Like, even today, I was like, no makeup. We're going to love us looking the way that we're looking today. I'm tired. I know it seems like possibly my iron is possibly low, and I need to do some things for that. But today, we're just going to love our skin the way it's in. It's been cleaned, but it's looking a little rough today. And I'm like, I'm not putting on makeup, because we're just going to love us the way that we are. But sometimes you have to love you regardless. I don't have to buy $1 billion worth of skincare to have good skincare. There are some good drugstore alternatives, and if you want those, please let me know and I'll do a video on that. There is take a day to yourself. I don't care if you got to go to the park to have a day to yourself, because I know and understand we have kids, we have families, some people have husbands, spouses, partners, and you need a day to yourself. Go sit at the park, go sit in the car. If you go somewhere where you can see the water, just go and watch the water. It's something very calming about water when you're not in it, or sometimes when you are in it. Because, like me, I can go sit and look at the Mississippi just flow. Do I want to get into Mississippi? No, because I'm not going to make it alive. Tom Lee is not going to come back to save me. But it's something peaceful about it, and it helps carry my worries away. It helps to just revive me and give me more creative juices. I don't know. But that's just something that you can do for yourself. Like, I would love to hear what are some of your self-love practices, because I feel like us as a society need to start showing love, not only to one another, but also to ourselves. Because loving you the best way that you know how helps you to start loving other people. But that's all I got for you guys today. And I do hope that you know that the Instagram self-love is not their real one, and that you are beautiful, lovely, just the way you are. No questions asked. And I'll catch you guys next week here at Thoughts With Dee. Peace.